Hello, everybody, and welcome to this new chapter of the future of customer service. I'm so happy today to introduce you here, Renato Suplicy. Renato is the head of digital strategies and service for customers based in Sao Paulo at Neoenergia. Renato, how are you?
I'm okay, George. How are you?
I'm good, good. Thank you so much for attending this podcast and helping me out with all that. Listen, could you for the audience introduce yourself? You are an expert on that topic.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned, I'm the head of digital strategy and service for customers at Neoenergia. Neoenergia is one of the largest energy companies in Brazil. It's part of Iberdrola Group. Iberdrola Group, as you know, is one of the largest companies in the world in the energy sector. And are we are presented in all the verticals of the sector, so generation, transmission, distribution, commercialization, etc. And my responsibility at Neoenergia is focused in customer service related to digital strategies. So how we can improve the experience for customer in digital channels, giving a better experience and also better results for the company, more efficiency, and at the same time, more satisfaction for our customers. So basically, it's this.
Got it. So essentially, I'm living in California, right? So here, the U.S. market is works different than in Brazil and different in Europe, right? So here, when it comes to energy, we have this PG&E, right? Pacific Gas and Electricity. And yeah, I have gas, I have electricity, but when it comes to deal with this kind of organizations, it's 100% digital. So you are the responsible for that digital engagement. That's amazing. And what kind of responsibilities do you have in this organization?
First, as I mentioned, is giving a better experience for the customer in digital channels, because it's easier to make a request a service, get information in digital channel. The customer don't need to go to a walk-in office or call in our call center to request something that they have in the palm of your hand, So it's really easy. But it's not so easy when we need to put this in practice, because digital, we need to understand the digital environment is really different, because depend of each person. So we need to make a digitalization based in human experience, not make the digital the end of this journey, but it's the way of this journey. So my main responsibility is make these transactions from the customer that used to call in call center or used to go to walk-in office to migrate to digital channels. So we need to understand the entire journey of the customer, since the first moment of the contact and the back office situation, that when we don't have a self-service, and the return for the customer. So this is the base responsibility that I have, to understand all the journey and identify opportunities during this journey to improve the customer experience in digital channels, make the customer more confident in use these tools that we provide for him.
That's amazing. So, and I guess that the way I imagine, right? So you have big systems, database, back office systems, billing, connections with the actual, I don't know, pipes, infrastructure. So it's a complicated environment. And then I'm assuming that one of the challenges that you need here is to make sure that users see all that in a way that is easy to understand for them, right? So I'm assuming that one of the challenges of that digital strategy is say, hey, how can we simplify our company, which needs to be complex because of course there is a lot of things going on, and make it kind of easy for the customer so they can see what is for them, right? So what is this a challenger for you? Which other challenges also are you facing?
Yes, this is really important because we need to understand that the user needed to get information easier and fast. Because if they start to use a digital solution that we provide, but it's trying to be needed to have a lot of time to understand, the customer will prefer to call the call center, wait for in the line, or go to a walk-in office and discuss. So we need to understand the reality. And one point that's really important is make these interactions with the customer to understand the reality that they have before starting the developing a digital solution. So this kind of feedbacks before the development is very important. So, and the other aspect is we know that all the infrastructure of IT that we have is we have a lot of rules that we understand that is important to guarantee the process, and also the rules that we have, the compliance, etc. But with the customer don't need to know this. They needed to understand that they have a service that is easier to use. For example, imagine a customer that has a debit and want to negotiate this debit to them because he don't want to have your energy cut, So we need to understand the reality of the customer and in bringing the digital channel, all the rules that we have to make this negotiation really easy. So you have a matrix that our billing system provide for us and give all the score of the customer. And for the customer, the only thing that he will see is the possibilities of how he can pay. So in the end is this. So the main challenge is, as I mentioned before, bring the human strategy inside of the digital strategy. Bring the human profile of the digital channel, something like this.
Yes. So because there are rules and there are procedures, and if I call the call center, the agent is going to understand these procedures, and a call center agent has access to all your systems. He has the logic of the conversation, so he's adding a lot of value into the conversation, right? Now, if it is 100% digital, all this logic and all this common sense has to be implemented into the digital channel itself. So that's what makes, I'm assuming, one of the challenge things, right? So what are the main areas? Where have you been working to deploy this digital strategy?
Well, the digital strategy, the first aspect that our workflow, let's call this, the first item is to understand the data that we have, to understand why the behavior of the customer in each service that we provide. So why he goes to a walk-in office, or why he go to a app, or etc. For each of the service that we have, you understand if there is changes during some period of the time, and you see, oh, we have some gap here, so we need to improve something to make that the customer still use digital channel. So data is really important. The second phase, we have the data. We needed to understand the journey to see where the opportunity point that we have in this journey cross with the data to, here's the priority that we have of opportunities to improve the customer experience and also bring efficiency for the company. Then we start to develop prototype some digital solution and test with the customer. So we go to the walk-in office, we call for some customer, we provide for a small group of customer to user to test, and then okay, it's okay. We understand that the feedbacks is it's okay. So the agile methodology in this part, and then we implement. But sometimes we need to make some changes in the rules of the business also, because the behavior of the customer changes every day, and we have a lot of different profiles. So we need to improve our legacy systems to make the rules be adapted to the new reality of the customer. So the front end and the back end need to be adjustment to guarantee that we are providing a better customer experience. And for this, we are using a strategy here a bus to integrate the legacy system and the front end to guarantee more changes be faster than you used to be. Because in the past, we need to change all the line of the process, the back end and the front end. Nowadays, you can make some just adjustment in the bus and the front end, and you go ahead. So it's not so easy when we are discussing to develop a strategy. We were looking just think out. It's just adjustment that we need to do in an app or in a chat bot, but no, we need to see all the entire line of the development to guarantee that we have a good performance solution. So
yeah. So this hub, I understand now better, is super important, right? Because it's connecting maybe new applications, maybe legacy applications, and then of course all the digital channels. So that bus is orchestrating all these communications, where at the same time you are trying to understand how customers are doing things differently. So that changes over time, but also rules change over time. So having all these applications orchestrated in a way that you keep on serving your customers, that's fascinating. That's amazing. And yep.
And one point that's important to understand that the customer, one single customer is not 100% digital all the time. So we need to understand, because, for example, a claim for some service that was made, it's difficult to you make this in digital channel. The customer wants to hear from the human, a person behind this, to understand the complaint that he's making about the company. So we understand this kind of service is not possible to make a digital. Of course, we can provide better information for the customer understand the reality to before he make a complaint. But it's different when we are putting, for example, the customer wants to have a second copy of his bill. It's really easy. So go to a digital tenant take. But we know that different. We have some intermediary, and it's kind of that's debt negotiation, for example. Okay, we can make this digital, but it's more complex. So we are using here a methodology that we create, that we divide our customer in 100% digital. That is a customer that in a period of the time he only make contact with us in a digital channel, and it was 100% self-service. The other part of the customer, we consider the hybrid digital, that the customer that goes to a digital channel, but also goes to a human contact channel. And the last one is the customer that is 100% human contact, because he don't have some experience, or the service that he used to request need to be more complex, etc. So we are using this data to understand the customer journey. So we make this analysis in a period of the time, and we understand better our solutions and how we can improve our customer service.
So is there a range, right? There's not like 100% digital, 100%. an analog, depending on the service, depending on the person, you're going to have different range of that. And for a company like Neoenergia, it looks to me that you are investing a lot in customer service, a lot in making your customers happy. Why is that important for you?
We are only exist because we have the customers. Every company that we have in the planet, if you don't treat your customer as the property of importance that he needs, you don't have your business. So looking at energy sector, that is a sector so important for all the person in the planet, we need to understand that we need to provide a better customer experience, a better service, because one day without energy can impact a lot in the life of the customer or a big company. So in the end, we have a strong operation that provide energy quality really strong and with good quality. On the other hand, we need to take care of our customers when he needs us. In the end, if you don't think in the customer has a main part of your business, we're probably going to fail. You don't have sustainability in your business. So here in Neoenergia, we make customer-centric strategy. So the focus is our customers, and we are here to provide a better service for them. And we believe that independent of the change of the market that happens in the energy sector, Neoenergia needs to be the first one company in the mind of the customer when he's looking for an energy company. So if you have this kind of relationship with good communication, with good quality of service, with good access to information service, you have a good relationship and a strong relationship in the long term.
Yes, absolutely, right. And especially for sectors like sometimes are called commodities, right? When there is what I want is energy, and then the difference comes with how I am dealt with so good customer service becomes an essential part of the business, a mission critical application, because ultimately impacts how competitive the business is. That's fascinating. Let's get a little bit deeper into the space of artificial intelligence, right? Because I wonder in this such a complex environment as a Neoenergia, I'm assuming that AI is used in different ways for different reasons, right? So maybe you could share with us how is your vision on this digital strategy and how artificial intelligence has been there to help your efforts in this digital strategy.
AI is really important because we can make faster the service, that we can be easier and give for our employees more time to do complex things for the customer and for the operation. So we are using AI in different kind of environment here. In customer service, we are using in the front end, especially in our chatbot that we are using in Benta solution. That's great. We can discuss this more, and this improve a lot of our customer service, and I will give you more information ahead. And also in our backend with analysis. As I mentioned, we have a lot of data, but we don't have the opportunity to analyze all the data that we have if we use only human hours. So we need AI to give us our insights in how we can improve our process, how we can improve our customer service, and etc. When we are looking in the front end, I take the example of the chatbot. The customer receive the information really fast with AI. So imagine something that the customer wants to make a contact, but he don't understand how to ask this for ask the service. When we have an AI strong as we have in Benta, the customer just mentions something and the AI make all the magic that I used to say here, and you see, oh, okay, understand what this person wants and give options for him. Okay, you are mentioning about this topic. We have this kind of possibility here to go deeper in your topic. Can I continue to help you? It's easy. And for us, it's really important, and we think that AI will continue to be one of the main lines of our digital strategy. And you, as I mentioned before, the AI needs to be together with the strategy of human digitalization. Because if you don't have this, the bot and the AI that we have can make some change that don't compare with the expectation of the customer, because it's AI, So we need to have this kind of partnership, human AI.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's fascinating as well, right? Because what you say is like there's the front end AI with conversational AI, intelligent chatbots and all that. But then sometimes the public forgets that behind the scenes, when it comes to how optimize these journeys and how to understand better your customers and your business, AI is used massively with tons of data that you have from out of your systems and helping you taking decisions as well. So AI has been everywhere, right? Kind of penetrating the front end with kind of natural language processing, all these technologies, but as well on the back end when it comes to machine learning to understand, okay, how can I process all that data and what kind of decision I can take out of it. So that's absolutely, that's impressive.
An example that I can use here to make this integration of front end and the back end. Imagine if your customer inform our outage, and we need to check if it's a single problem that could be only in the house of the customer, that is not the responsibilities of the energy distribution company, or is something that is not only with this customer, the neighbor, etc. The AI can check if this outage is a single or not, and also make automatic contact with the neighbor of this customer. Please inform me, do you have an outage in your home also? Yes or no? Oh, yes. So we have a problem that's not single. Oh. But if the customer inform, no, I don't have any outage. Oh, we can inform the customer different situation. We check in our system and with your neighbors that we don't have any outage in your neighborhood. So please make this kind of checklist in your house to see if the energy is returned, or if you need to have some support of a third party.
Oh, that's amazing. And I remember, right, when I was a kid in Spain in the 60s and the 70s, the light is off, right? There's no electricity, and you will look at the windows and say, okay, is the neighbor? So that's what we did back then. There was no digital anything, right? So we kind of say, okay, is us or is everybody? And but now the systems, of course, do that automatically, intelligently. That's fascinating. You have mentioned a little bit that you work with a company called Inventa, right? Inventa. And we are so happy and proud to be helping in this digital strategy. So I would love if you could share with the audience what's been your experience working with us. That would be great.
Okay. Neoenergia has the largest digital transformation project for customers in Brazil. The first point. So this is a partnership with our regulator here, so IND investment that we are putting is heavy. And when we start to plan all this program, we start to see we can do this alone, only with our staff. So we need to have a strong partnership with other companies to make that, okay, this way is too large and we can serve more people can serve with us. But we need to have a strong companies with us. And one of them was in Benta. That was really, we are really glad to have you guys with us. Ernest Young, that is our prime vendor of this program, introduced you guys for us, and it was, since the first moment, was really great because the Inventa team understand that we want to do a digital transformation, but based in human perspective, not make the digital the end of the journey, but the way. And when we discuss about Inventa, that Inventa have a lot of use case regarding customer contact, and understand that the customer behavior changes a lot, so we need to have a strong team to adjust the solutions that we have in the chatbot that we have within Benta, make us really glad. Nowadays, just to take an idea, here in Brazil, the WhatsApp is the main app to the people use here. And for the first moment that when we are planning the digital transformation program, we define a main strategy to be where the customer are, not on where we want the customer goes. So when we define these, we say, okay, WhatsApp will be our platform, the main platform of digital transformation to make the digital inclusion for the customer. And when we bring the WhatsApp and Inventa solution, we saw a lot of digital transformation in customer experience because it's really easy. And we have around 1.5 million per month of customer contact in WhatsApp, and based on the chatbot that we developed together. And so we are really glad. This is the good and the main example that we have of win-win. Customer wins with this, and the company wins with this. When we are looking for the partnership, Neoenergia wins with this, and Inventa also. So this the environment is great. It's great.
Yes, that's and from our side, it's like we've been working in the WhatsApp channel for a while. And when we guys were starting working with you, and the volumes of messages are starting to pile up, is like, oh, that's gigantic. It's amazing, and it proves that philosophy that you guys have is like, hey, what are our customers using? WhatsApp. Let's go there. That's what they use. Let's make their life easy. And now, wow, the traffic is, I believe, is, if not the most, one of the most intensive AI applications deployed over WhatsApp messaging in the world. That's what I believe. It's the volume there is gigantic. So a question here, kind of futuristic, right? So what's next? What are you guys planning for the future when it comes to this digital strategy? Anything that you can share with the audience about exciting projects that you have?
Yeah. First one is, of course, to expand more and more the chatbot in WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger. So in our goals, we will put more service and more information for the customer in our chatbot. But also, we are making the omni-channels strategy to guarantee that the customer continue our journey independent of the channel that he goes. You continue the journey, And AI will be one of our support on this. In the final month of the last year, in December, we implement the bot, a chat bot, in our website. So this is something, is a strategy that we are seeing. Okay, remember when I mentioned that we have 100% digital in the hybrid customers? We
Right.
need to migrate the hybrid customer to 100%.
All right. So push the needle right into
Yeah, exactly.
increasing this percentage.
And we believe that putting AI inside of our digital channels, like a website or app, will guarantee the customer continue the journey in the channel that he started. But of course, if for some reason he wants to change, okay, he'll continue the journey where he stopped. But we believe that this kind of strategy of giving the support for the customer, even if he is already in a digital channel, will guarantee our migration from hybrid to 100% digital. So we have good feedbacks from this solution that we implement, that your team helped us in December. And so customer that want to have a good experience in our digital channel, he not to be alone. We are going to have our AI together with him.
That's amazing. All right. I would be talking for hours with you here, because it's fascinating what I'm learning, and I believe that the audience will appreciate that a lot. But we have our limitations on time, right? So I would like to ask you if someone in our audience would like to know more, try to ask you some question and get to you. What would be the best way to contact you?
Please get in touch with me in LinkedIn. My name is here, Renato Suplicy. You're gonna see me there, and we can make a chat and make a benchmark, etc. Especially because when we are looking, as I mentioned, customer, independent of your sector, you need to be the main strategy that you must have the main strategy in your company. So changing ideas, perspective, insights, really important, because I believe that the community, the society will be a better place when we work together to help the people in the end. So
yes,
please
yes.
get in touch with me. And regarding to energy sector, independent of in the country that you are, you can work in the same thing, making the customer journey simplify and give you a better customer experience. So please let me help you, and please help me also with your ideas.
I'm so glad to have this modest channel here, this podcast, to also be this kind of community, right? To exchange ideas. I'm glad. I'm pretty sure many of the audience will contact you, because what you have accomplished at the Neoenergia in such a short amount of time is absolutely impressive and really inspiring. Renato, thank you so much for being here with me today, and thank you the audience for looking at that. The recording is going to be in many different channels and podcast stations. So stay tight. We're going to have a next episode very soon. Thank you so much. Thank you, Renato. Have a good one. Bye.